Hey guys, Emily, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be discussing my 25 most anticipated reads of 2025. So you may have seen a video from me where I was talking about my 5-star predictions of next year, so this is like a separate video from that. Most of these are also 5-star predictions, I'd probably say, honestly too. But the one I made previously was specifically with my backlist titles, and this is a just most anticipated release of this year kind of thing. We'll see if I actually get to all of them. I would like to, but no guarantees because, you know, I'm trying to read. I mean, I actually don't have a reading goal this year. It's one of my goals. I didn't make a goals video because I just didn't feel like it, but one of my goals is to just not have a reading goal and just see what I read. Maybe I'll come up with one throughout the year, but honestly, I just kind of want to read for fun and not be like, but I need to get to 100 books and I'm like 5 books behind. I finally did 100 books after like trying for like 5 years or more than that, honestly. So now that I've done that, I am like, let's just take a break from the goal thing. Let's just jump into the video and talk about the books that I'm most excited about that are coming out this year. I had to change this list because, for one, I've been procrastinating on this video for like a hot minute, and honestly that worked out for me but then I had to narrow it down even more. I have like a general like big list of like 100 books at the moment that are my most anticipated that are coming out that I'm constantly updating. But this list is just a list of the 25 that I'm most excited about that I'm like looking forward to reading. So let's chat about them. And maybe you can hear about something new that you haven't heard about before, or maybe you have heard about these books, but most of these are actually from authors I've read before. So there's a few that I think I haven't read from them before, but most of them have been. So, and some of them are already out. But anyway, let's talk about the 25 books. First things first, we have Take a Chance on Me by Elizabeth Eulberg. This is about a girl who I think is on vacation in the summer. I think she's in London, and she meets a guy who's like a golden retriever and they spend the summer together. It's a very simple premise. The main reason it's on my list is because it's Elizabeth Eulberg. Now, it's been like quite a few years since Elizabeth Eulberg has come out with a young adult contemporary romance. She typically seems to write middle grade, but I have been reading her backlist for a little bit now. I've read 3 of her books and I really love 2 of them. We don't talk about Pride and Prejudice, okay? Loved Take a Bow and I love Better Off Friends. Those are 2 of my favorite books of all time. And I just love Elizabeth Eulberg's writing, so I'm very excited that she's coming out with a new young adult book. So honestly, I'm just gonna read it because it's Elizabeth Eulberg at this point. She's one of my favorite authors. She's honestly underrated. No one really talks about her and her books, and I think she should be talked about more because her books are amazing. I feel like if anyone knows one of her books, it's probably Better Off Friends, the one with the swing set. I'm very excited. The next one that was just recently announced, and that is Overdue by Stephanie Perkins. This one doesn't have a cover yet, and do I remember much of the premise? No. Did I put stuff? It's a grumpy sunshine, slow burn workplace romance. That is the tropes I put with it. I don't remember much of the plot, but I just heard that Stephanie Perkins is coming out with a new book, and that's very exciting because it's been like, I think 10 years since she's written like a specific like romance book, and it's like an adult romance, so it's even different than like her YA contemporary stuff. But I ate up her YA contemporary stuff back in the day. I loved it so much. Again, we don't talk about Island and the Happily Ever After, but Lola and the Boy Next Door and Anne and the French Kiss are 2 of my favorite books of all time. And I can confidently say that Anne and the French Kiss is one of my favorite books of all time. I can't necessarily say that about Lola because it's been so long since I read that one. But Anna I've reread back in 2023 and loved it for a different reason than I did when I was 13, but I still really love that book. Stephanie Perkins just has such a magical way with her writing, and so I'm very excited about this. Like, her writing just hits so well, and so I'm just thinking this one's gonna be good, okay? I'm hopeful. I'm hoping this won't be a flop like Isla was, and I'm very excited because she hasn't published like a romance book in so long. I'm very excited to see what this is gonna be about. I'm very intrigued, and I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful for this book, okay? I cannot wait, and I'm like screaming about it, and I'm so excited about that. Next we have We Met Like This by Casey West. Casey West is maybe my favorite author of all time, and she's coming out with an adult romance this year. You're gonna see this as a trend. A lot of my favorite authors who wrote the YA books I grew up with are now writing adult romance books, and it's making me very happy. I'm a very happy girl. Casey West seems to be one of those authors that's still writing YA, but also dipping her toes into adult, and I'm happy for her. It's been a while since we've had like a Casey West release. I think the last one was like Borrow Your Heart, I think. I've read 8 of her books, so I can firmly say she's one of my favorite authors at this point in time. The lowest rating I've ever given one of her books is like a 3.5, I think, and that was Listen to Your Heart, and it's the only one I kind of consider that I kind of dislike, but aside from that, every single one of her books I just enjoy, okay? No matter what. Like, I will reread her 4-star books because I enjoy them that much. You could be like, well, then why don't you up them to 5 stars? They're not 5-star books, but they're still really good. They're a good time. She's like a comfort author for me. She's an adult romance coming out this year. It's like about this like hopeless romantic girl, and she never wanted to meet someone because of a dating app. She's like, I don't want to tell them that like that's the reason I met somebody, and like that's so relatable to me as someone who's like growing up in this age, and like other people I know who I've had this conversation with. And then she met some guy on a dating app, and they made out once, even despite the fact their date went horribly. But she keeps meeting him on dating apps, so I think they kind of give each other a chance, or they kind of keep running into each other in their forced proximity. So it's very interesting. I think it's such a relatable plot too. Like, I like the whole twist on things of like That's so real. Like, people don't want to meet on dating apps, so yeah, like, that's the most common way people are meeting each other nowadays. So I really like that premise. I think that's really fun. It's a good book. It's gonna be a good book. I haven't read it yet. I can't say that, but it's gonna be good. I know Casey West is gonna pull it off. I'm so excited about this one. I've been waiting for this one for like 2 years, so this one's been on my list for probably the longest now. I remember when it was like first announced that she was coming out with an adult romance book, and I was like, I cannot wait for this. And so now I have to wait like until what was out. I don't know. It doesn't say when it's coming out on Storygraph. But anyways, I'm very excited about this. Next we have Beg, Borrow, and Steal by Sarah Adams. Now you may be like, Emily, why are you gonna put a book that I'm like 75% of the way through this one. However, I had this one on the list before I started reading it, in my defense. So this one I can tell you a bit more about the premise because I'm like 75% of the way through it, but this one follows Emily and Jack, and they have been academic rivals for like over 10 years now. And while Jack had seemingly moved away for a little while, he's now back in town, and he is here to stay now. He has bought a place next to Emily, unfortunately for her, and they are now next door neighbors, so now they have to deal with each other, but they have that, you know, rivalry going on. They are also both secret writers, so like that's fun too. And he's trying to like improve his house, but it's not really like a home improvement book, so I appreciate that it's not too home improvement-y, because that home improvement's a weird thing that I don't like in books. Hot take. I've been excited about this book since Practice Makes Perfect finished. I remember we kind of briefly met Jack in that, where he was kind of referred to it. I don't think we actually met his character, but Emily was at least talking about him at one scene, and I was like, they're getting a book, and I'm very excited about it. That's also how I'm feeling about Maddie, and I think his name is James. I'm like certain the book's gonna be about them because it's being strongly hinted at. James seemed to be Maddie's brother's best friend, and Maddie's come back into the picture, and he seems to be into her, so I know that's gonna be the premise of the book. It's gonna be those two, and I'm very excited about it as well. And if things go the way as well as this book did, that one also will be a banger. This book's getting 5 stars from me. I'm not done it yet, but I can tell you it's gonna be 5 stars. It's so good. I'm not gonna talk super in depth about it, my thoughts and feelings, but you just need to know that it's good and it deserves to be on this list. So, I mean, out of the one book that I've read out of these 25, we have a 5 star. So, I mean, like, that's like, we have like a 100% success rate so far. So, it's not bad, right? Next, we have The Rival by Emma Lord. Emma Lord is an author that I really love. I've read 3 of her books now, and I've really loved all of them. She has 2 books coming out this year. She had like an adult romance, and she had a young adult one. I was more intrigued by the young adult one, so I decided to put this one on the list. It's like an enemies to lovers type thing. Academic rivals. They're also neighbors. I have a hold on this one at my library. This one's already out as well. This one came out January 21st. Emma Lord is like really good with writing style. I was very lucky to get an arc of The Getaway List last year, and it was one of my favorite books of the year. She also writes amazing side characters more than like anyone else. Like, I love her side characters so much, and I wish she would write books about them. Honestly, that's like my one gripe with her is that she writes these amazing side characters and then doesn't write books about them, and it makes me upset because I want books about them. She would do so well with companion series, I think more than anybody else would. So, I mean, Emma Lord, if you're watching this and you have like any interest in that, side characters are amazing. And her romance is top tier, amazing. Her writing style is so good. I highly recommend Emma Lord to anyone who hasn't read any of them, and if you're looking for recommendations, Tweet Cute and The Getaway List are my top 2, but also The Rival, which I haven't read yet, as I'm talking about now. Next we have Unloved by Peyton Corinne. So this is the first author on this list that I briefly read from this author before, but not so much, I would say. I started the first book in the series, and I somewhat enjoyed it. It was okay. So that's a little bit of a, be like, oh, you're putting this one on your 25 most anticipated list? Like, that's kind of crazy. I also have an arc for this one already, so I read this one pretty soon. It comes out in February. I'm very excited about it. It sounds similar to Daydream by Hannah Grace, and so that's part of my reason for putting it on this list. It's a friends to lovers story. It includes dyslexia rep, ADHD rep, which ADHD rep is something I've been trying to intentionally seek out in books. I feel like I have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez as the book to recommend people. I'm like, if you don't know what anxiety is like and you want to know, I'd recommend you that book because so solid. The anxiety representation, I've never felt so seen in my life, okay? And I'm trying to find that with ADHD because I just want to see myself represented in that way, and I have not found that yet. Okay? I'm on the search, I'm on the hunt. Potentially this one, it's like a hockey situation. He's on the hockey team. It's also a second chance romance, and there's a slow burn element. So they kissed at a party one time, but he doesn't remember the fact that he kissed her. She does, and she's been, I think, like pining after him. And there's like a tutoring situation where she's tutoring him, but then they become friends, and then friends into lovers. So, you know, more friends to lovers girly, what can I say? It's a sports romance, it's a new adult setting. I think it's gonna be fun. I got Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. Ali Hazelwood is another, like, one of my favorite authors ever. I've given almost all of her books 5 stars, aside from Bride and Not in Love, and I haven't read Checkmate yet, so I can't say that one, and her novellas. I haven't read any of those. But in terms of her full-length novels, she's a pretty successful author for me. Like, the first 3 books I read from her were all 5 stars. Now, I'm a little uncertain about this one, just because, like, it does sound like it's gonna be more similar to Not in Love, but I did prefer Not in Love to Bride, which I think that's, like, a bit of a hot take. And I know she's someone that can write the friends with benefits thing a lot better than most people can. At least the enemies with benefits, like, I think she's the only person who's ever been able to pull that off. She did it so well, and, like, that's a trope that I don't think can be done well. So the fact that she did it well, I applaud her for, even though I didn't necessarily like the book or enjoy the book. That's my, like, I think it's very well written, I just don't think it's for me, and that's why I didn't enjoy it. So like, that's my weird opinion on it. Also, he's a golden retriever hero, which is, I think, new for Abby Jimenez. I mean, not Abby Jimenez, Ali Hazelwood. Not that our guys are necessarily grumpy, really, either. I feel like that's why I like them. They're secret softies, always. Some people try to say that Levi's a grumpy guy. I don't think he is, from Love on the Brain. I would argue with that. He's such a sunshiny sweetheart. I'm very excited about the one in this because it's Ali Hazelwood, okay? And if Ali announces anything else this year, no, mark my words, it will make this list. And honestly, she would announce something else that's gonna come out this year because that woman doesn't stop writing. Then we have Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. I think this is the only sequel I put on this list, technical sequel. Like, there's obviously companion sequels, but this is the only, like, set in a series, like, sequel. This is the third and final book in the Emily Wilde series. Emily Wilde is, like, one of my favorite series of all time, honestly. I'm almost on the second book, and it's gonna get 5 stars probably too. I think I like the first one better, though. I will say that. The first one was definitely better, but I liked the relationship dynamics. I love Emily and Wendell so much. They're just so fun as characters, and I think it's what really sells the series for me. This is the third and final book, which I also have an arc of, so I can read this as soon as I want to. I'm very excited about it, okay? I am a cozy fantasy girly, and I'm embracing that, okay? I need to read more cozy fantasy, because it just makes me so happy. I think it's just a fun time. Like, it's just chill, there's low stakes, and it's just, like, characters being silly and goofy in, like, a fantasy world. It kind of just reminds me of, like Ella Enchanted or something like that I would watch as a kid. That's, like, the vibes that cozy fantasy gives me, and that's why I love it so much. Next we have One More Wish by Lindsay Lanza. This is the second book in the Sugar Valley series. I read A Little Magic 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. Well, it's only really been 1 year. I read it at the end of 2023. So, like, it's only really been a year. But I loved it. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and it's my favorite holiday read if you're looking for, like, a Hanukkah, Christmas romance, even though it's not Christmas time anymore. But, like, add it to your TBRs for next year because it's, like, one of my favorite books of all time, and it's, like, I can't, like, that's hard to say about a Christmas book. You could technically read it at any time of the year, but honestly, I read it around Christmas, and I would recommend that. But I feel like holiday romances are typically kind of just, like, 4 stars usually, if anything. But this book really made, like, an impact on me, and it's so beautifully well written. If you like books like Every Summer After, or Love in Other Words, or People Made on Vacation, this is your vibe, okay? But this is the sequel. So, it's set in the same world. We're gonna see my favorites, Theo and Ellie, again. I'm very excited. It's a second chance romance in a small town, with a single parent. I'm excited about it, okay? The cover's gorgeous. Comes out in March. Then we have Sunrise and the Reaping. This is, I'm sure, on, like, most people's most anticipated list. I did not read A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because I was not really thrilled about having President Snow as a protagonist. I was like, I'm gonna skip that one. And then I saw the movie and I changed my mind entirely about it, so I've since bought a copy. And I'm very excited for this one because this one is about Haymitch. So this one I'm more looking forward to. When, like, we heard New Hunger Games book, I was like, heck yeah, it's about Haymitch. Like, I was worried it wouldn't be for, like, a hot second, but it is. It is, in fact, about Haymitch. And I'm very, like, I'm ready to be broken by this book. This book's going to break me because I know it's going to be very, very sad. Because we kind of know, like, who Haymitch becomes and, like, how broken he is. So I'm not ready for that. That's very sad, okay? But I'm also very excited to have another Hunger Games book, okay? I love the Hunger Games series. Maybe a bit too much, but I mean, so does everyone. Everyone loves the Hunger Games series. Another book I think will be on a lot of people's list is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Abby Jimenez is another one of my all-time favorite authors. She's, like, not gotten anything lower than a 4-star from me. So, I mean, and there's only 2 of her books that I haven't read, which are her first 2 books. So, I've really enjoyed every single book I've picked up from her without fail. Even when I'm not, like, super intrigued by the premise, I pick it up anyways, and it's a banger. Because Just for the Summer shouldn't have been as good as it was. I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of hesitant going into it, because I was like, well, I don't know about this premise, but I knew, like, same with Part of Your World. Part of Your World was one I was kind of like, I don't know about this premise. Am I gonna like this? And I did. And Just for the Summer just proved again that, like, she can do whatever she wants. She writes characters so well. And I think that's what really sets her apart, is her characters. Because, like, you could give her a crappy premise. Heck, you could give her an Enemies with Benefits book, and she would pull it off excellently just because of how great of a writer she is. She writes these characters that feel so real. And there's, like, that emotional pull to her books. Like, they're not these light, happy, fluffy rom-coms. Like, there is that, obviously, element to it. It's funny, but it also tugs at your heartstrings every single time. I'm excited about this one. I mean, it's called Say You'll Remember Me, so it's Wildest Dreams coded already, which is my favorite Taylor Swift song, if I was gonna choose one. I'm very excited about that element. It's kind of like these people who are kind of dating each other, but I think she's kind of, like, has commitment issues, I think is, like, the main premise. I think she also has, like, her mom, I think, is sick and with Alzheimer's, which we saw in Just for the Summer briefly, and that's the only reason I know this, because I was paying attention when she showed up. So, I think it was Alzheimer's. Maybe it was dementia. It might have been dementia. I don't remember what she had. She had a memory thing. I don't remember. But I know it's gonna be good. It's Abby Jimenez and she hasn't let me down yet, so unless this is the year that happens, I think this will be a banger. This one's gonna be so good. We're putting that out in the world. Next we have Watch Me by Tahereh Mafi, which is the new book in a spin-off series to the Shatter Me series. Now I haven't read the last 2 books in the Shatter Me series, so who knows if I'm actually gonna get to this one this year, but I'm very excited about it still. This one is following Adam's younger brother, James, and he's like a bit more grown up now, so I'm intrigued. And he's getting his own book. And it's set in the same world. I'm excited to see like Tahereh Mafi. Like I'm like, she doesn't want to let this series die for one, but I'm not mad about it. Okay, I'm really not. I'm excited to see what she's going to do like with new characters in this world. Like I mean, we obviously know James, but I'm also excited to see like old characters and stuff too, like Kenji. Next we have Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. Now Lila Sage is like one I'm like a little bit hesitant to put on this list because like I've enjoyed her books, but I haven't given any of them 5 stars. I've read all of her books at this point. I gave Done and Dusted like all within the past like 6 months. I gave Done and Dusted like 3 stars, and then I was super surprised by Swift and Saddled and really enjoyed that one. And the third book, whatever it was called, the one about Teddy, was also really good. But I only gave all of those 2 like 4 stars. This is the last book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, and it's a second chance romance that's been hinted at. So I'm intrigued about it. I think it'll be a good time. I'm hoping that this is just the banger at the end of the series and this is the best one. I'm hoping that's the case, that this one's just gonna blow me out of the water, that this is my first 5 star for Lila Sage, because I can see so much potential in her writing and I know she can get there. She hasn't quite gotten there yet, but I think there's potential, so I'm hopeful about this one. Next we have If You Stayed by Brittany C. Cherry, which is like a second chance romance, friends to lovers, childhood friends to lovers thing, but there's amnesia involved. Okay, second chance romances just immediately get better when you have the amnesia trope. I hate to say it, but it's just really true. It adds so much angst and tension to the plot, especially when like you, the reader, are just like put in a situation. Like I love when you're following the character who does have amnesia and like does not know that they previously like dated this person. I think that's great. So I can't remember if they had dated before previously or not, but I haven't read Brittany C. Cherry before, but this premise sounds so intriguing to me and it's like right up my alley. I'm so excited about this one. The next book we have is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Now this one is the one I kind of almost hesitated to put on this list, but it's the most excited I've been about a Carly Fortune book in the past few years. I read all of Carly Fortune's books. I read Every Summer After. I loved it. It's one of my favorite books of all time. Her next 2 books, not so much. They've all been second chance romances. I think this is the first book of hers that's maybe not a second chance romance for once, honestly, and I'm kind of excited to see it. It was great in Every Summer After, but every other book, no. It flopped worse and worse every time. This one's also very exciting because it's like kind of technically a sequel to Every Summer After. It follows the older brother from that book, and he is getting a romance. And he was kind of like the Jeremiah character from Like So Much and Pretty, and if you know anything about me, I am a Jeremiah girly through and through till the end of time. I have been since middle school, so this isn't a new thing. I did read the books, and I'm like very like, I'm very passionate about it. But anyways, I will say Every Summer After, like while it's comparable to Summer and Pretty, I don't think the love triangle is like really the same thing. Because like it's just, oh my goodness, like the characters are like, one character is just not like Conrad and one character is clearly like Jeremiah, and that's how I feel about it. I think it's gonna be more slow burn, I think, on this hand. It's set in Canada, which I think is always fun because I'm from Canada, so I like seeing all of that. This is the most excited I've been about a Carly Fortune book in years. I was not looking forward to her release last year, and the year before that I was kind of cautiously optimistic just because I really liked Every Summer After, so I put it on my most anticipated list, and then it was a huge letdown. So hopefully this one is the one that redeems Carly Fortune for me. Next book we have is Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford. Liz Tomford is the first book year she's made it on my list. Good for her, honestly. I've read 2 of her books now and I've really enjoyed both of them. I loved Play Along last year, and she just proved to me she's such a talented writer and really writes romance in a way that I really like. This is probably the most excited I've been about one of her books. This book follows Rio and Hallie, and that's all we know. We don't really know anything about this book, which is kind of surprising because it comes out in May, but we've been given like very little information about it. But I'm very excited about this one because we met Rio in The Right Move and I loved him immediately, and the first thing I did when I finished that book was went searching to see if he had his own book, only to find out it hadn't come out yet. But she had announced that he was going to get a book. He's like the fan favorite character, so he's ending off the series, and even like seeing him play along with me, so happy. He's just like ready to find love, and you can just tell he's ready. So I'm very excited about this one. It's gonna be a good time, and I don't really know much about it. I just know that it follows Rio, and so I'm going to like it, okay? I think it's gonna be cute. The next book we have is Alice Chen's Reality Check by Jennifer Young and Cara Liu. I love these 2 writers. Okay, this is like their technical like adult debut. I think they've written like 1 book before, which I have not read, but these 2 writers used to write on the app Choices, and I specifically wrote The Royal Romance, which is, if you're gonna know one book from Choices, you probably know The Royal Romance. The Royal Romance is my favorite thing maybe ever. It's such a comfort series for me. I have a Funko Pop of one of the characters. Let me go get him, my little Funko Pop. I got him custom made, okay? That's how much I love this series. That says enough. Look at this man. Isn't he wonderful? Isn't he adorable? He's got like a little squid too. This is Maxwell, my favorite fictional character of all time, and I do mean that. I have like different favorite ships. Like I have like 3 favorite ships of all time, but he's my favorite character of all time. All time. Anyways, I had to get a Funko Pop of him because I love him so much. Deeply. And I love these writers. They're no longer working at Choices, but I'm excited to see what these two do together, especially now that they're like an author duo. I think it's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see this book and what it turns out to be. Oh, it disappeared. This is like about a reality show kind of thing where like I think couples go on the show together, but then the main character's boyfriend ends up dumping her, so I think she's ended up like forced to work with like her rival enemy guy, and they're like fake dating each other, which is fake dating is another trope I like. I feel like not all the books I actually put on this list have been fake dating, which is surprising because fake dating is like a trope that like almost works for me like every single time. So, you know, if I have a book with fake dating, I'll wait. But I'm very excited about it. I think it's gonna be cute and a good time, and I'm more excited about probably the authors behind it, but the premise is very intriguing to me. That I just think it'll be fun. Look, the cover is gorgeous. I requested an ARC and I really hope I get it. Next we have Battle of the Bookstores by Ali Brady. Ali Brady is an author I have not read from before. I don't know if this is like her first book or what. It's about 2 rival bookstores. Also, he owns the romance bookstore. He seems like golden retriever energy. He likes romance, which I see the opposite so much of just like, oh, they're 2 writers, but like he's the one that writes like the sad, depressing stuff. So I like that it's kind of the opposite in this situation. And I think they're in some like competition together, and they're also secretly pen pals, but they don't know it. They're talking to each other, and then they don't know it. That's amazing, okay? I like when they don't know that they're talking to each other, but they are secretly talking to each other, rather than like when one person clearly knows they're talking to each other, and they're keeping a secret from the other person, and like intentionally not telling them even though they know who they are. That I don't like, but I like in this scenario, they do not know. The cover's gorgeous. It looks like a fun time. I'm very excited about it. Next we have one that I was almost hesitant to put on this list, but it's never been shipped, by Alicia Thompson. I have gotten like halfway through Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, which is her book that came out in 2024, and it has that issue that I just discussed of where the one character knows that they're talking to the other character, but they're not telling them, and they're intentionally keeping it a secret, and it just made me feel icky. So I really didn't like the direction of the book to the point I've put it down because of anxiety purposes. But I've been reading it for a video, so I need to like actually finish it. I will get to it, but I had to take a break from it, a long break from it. This one sounds more exciting, so I'm more intrigued by it. It's about a band who broke up and they were reunited on a cruise ship, and the main character used to date some guy in the band, and so she's reunited with him, but it's not their love story. No, it's about her best friend who is also in the band, who has been pining after her for years and in love with her for years. So I'm very excited. It seems like a cute book. I love the cover. I'm super hyped. This one sounds like it's gonna be a lot better, because that's the thing, my issue with Catching Feelings. I was like, okay, writing-wise, I think had it not been for the lying, I would have loved the book. Had she not been a liar this entire time and making me feel anxious. That's what I didn't like. So I don't think this will be that case, unless they're secretly talking to each other online and he's been lying about it the whole time. But like, hopefully that's not the case. I don't think she'd do that twice. Don't do that to me. Next we have Sound Like Love by Alicia. I'm about to say Alicia, oh my goodness. Ashley Poston. Now, Ashley Poston has been like a little hit and miss, I guess, with me. I love The 7 Year Slip, and every time she's come out with a book, I've been very excited about it. This one, I'm like a little bit more apprehensive about because I wasn't like super intrigued by the premise necessarily, but I have been intrigued by her by the past. I loved 7 Year Slip. I didn't like a novel love story so much. That one was kind of okay. But it involves music. You know, I'm hopeful. I hope it's good. I didn't read all the premises to tell you all of them, but I'm looking at my tropes that I gave them on Storygraph when I put them on different shelves. So we're going with that. I'm hopeful. I'm hoping this one is better. I suppose it's kind of blown up in recent years, so hopefully this one's good. Next we have Finders Keepers by Sarah Adler, which is an author I don't think I've read from before. This is about 2 best friends who are going on a treasure hunt together. Which just sounds fun. It just sounds like silly, cute, fun goodness. So that's why it's on this list. No, don't have anything else to say. We have Made for Each Other by Lynn Painter, which this one is about a maid and like a billionaire guy, and I think they have to be forced to room together, and I think they have to fake date? They do fake date, and they're living together. So, you know, I like fake dating. I'm very excited about this one. This one sounds really cute. And I've been excited about Lynn Painter's books for a while, so I feel like I just haven't read her adult romances yet. I need to do it. I need to actually read more of her books than Better Than the Movies. I'm claiming that I like her a lot as an author, but I've only read Better Than the Movies, so that's a problem. But this one sounds really cute. Then we have Zom Rom-Com by Olivia Dade, which this one sounds very silly. I read one book by Olivia Dade a few years ago, and I really loved it, so I'm very excited about this one as well. These 2 characters get stuck in the apocalypse with zombies, and they have to fight off zombies. And it has like the cute rom-com covers, so, you know, it's a rom-com set in a zombie apocalypse. It just sounds like a good time, and I think Olivia Day is gonna do as well. Then we have Medievally Blonde by Kate Jacobs. Kate Jacobs is someone I followed on Book Talk for years now, and this is their, I think, debut book. They've been talking about this book for a long time. It's like a Legally Blonde fantasy story. That's all you need to know. That's all I needed to know. I'm very excited about that. That premise sounds so intriguing. So here I am. I'm here for it. I'm very excited about it. The fact that it has a cover, it's officially coming out, it's getting published. I'm very excited, and I cannot wait for this book. And finally, we have Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. B.K. Borison is an author that has 2 books coming out this year, but this is the one I'm more excited about, so I put it on this list. It's Christmassy. I think that involves like the ghost. I don't know if it's a Christmas Carol ghost, but there's ghosts involved. There you have it. Those are my 25 most anticipated releases of this year. I'm a little late to the bandwagon for this video, but that's okay. Because that means that I gotta show you more books that I'm more excited about than some of the other ones that I'm still excited for, but I'm not as excited for in comparison. So hopefully, I would love to get through all of these and then tell you my final thoughts at the end of the year. I don't know if that's gonna happen realistically, but I'd like to. But don't hold me to that. You know, I'm more wanting to prioritize my backlist video that I made. That, if anything I need to prioritize, it's those books. But let me know down below what book you are most excited about that's coming out next year. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of this lovely face, and I'll talk to you all soon in a new video. Goodbye!